Yeah, what up? Beast! Boxing Basement, the Triple B right here. Yeah, sorry I haven't done a video. It's been a bit dry in boxing. It's picking up now, but, I had stuff going on. I always have these drops, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, Ryan Garcia vs. Devin, the Bell and Haney. Yeah, I mean, this has been some weird show. You know what I'm saying? Some weird show. I can't even go through the build. I've never seen a weird build up like this. Mike Tyson used to go a bit nuts, but in them days you didn't have the internet and social media. You can just blast it out there. Tyson did crazy stuff, getting a tattoo like a week before his fight. Was it with Clifford Etienne? He would constantly have to be reined in by people. He used to say in his book, which is a depressing read, by the way, all was going on about how much yayo he was doing and shagging these horrible burrs and disgusting manners. I mean, it was depressing, but, and Ryan I don't know, it's difficult to tell. Is Ryan trolling? I don't think so. There's definitely something going on. That's for sure. There's a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Some of the stuff he says is pretty based, But I mean, so much has happened to it. I can't really go through the timeline, but all the stuff he's said, the way he's been acting. Now he's coming heavy. He's drinking a beer at the weigh, and I think he's pretty based, man. He's pretty based. I mean, what'll happen in the fight? I think it's Garcia. If you look at him hitting the pads and warming up, he doesn't look that great, Haney looked real good on the pads. He would have trained properly, Haney. I can't stand Haney. You know what I really can't stand, man? His ugliness. How ugly he is. Every time I see a picture of him, right? His nose is hideous. How could you have a nose that wide and that flat? It's like he had some large sunglasses dropped down his face. And he hasn't pushed them up yet. And his shape of his head. Have you seen the shape of his head? He's got the most unhuman looking head shape. I mean, I don't want to say anything, get the video attacked, but it's like some bizarre hominid. It's not the shape of a human head. Where's the brain? Where's the area for the brain in that? And his jutting jaw. I mean, he's so ugly and dislikable, man. A very dislikable man, as is his father. His father who tried to own the soapy Bernard, trying to get hard. Bernard said he'd get him in the bathroom. Yeah, I bet he would. He'd probably soap himself up and grape him. Both of them are horrible men. I hate these ghetto superstars. They're pathetic, horrible. Always moaning, yeah, I didn't have nothing. I'd be in jail or dead without boxing. I had the whole world against... Oh, shut up, man. All you guys grew up in big cities. You ain't know nothing about real poverty like Soweto, the favelas, yeah? Or some freezing cold Siberian backwater with nothing in it. I can't stand these idiots, man. You grew up in the US, yeah, or the Western world. I'm not saying that it's the best life, start to life, but come on, man. I'm sick of these people. But yeah, as for Garcia, I don't know what's going on. He definitely seems to have flipped a bit. I don't know if he's been training properly. He came in heavy. He doesn't care. And people are like, people are saying, Ryan Garcia shouldn't be allowed to fight. He should be pulled out for his own good. Like suddenly they've all become, doctors of psychology. Now, obviously, that's a nonsense thing anyway. People always go, I've got a degree in this. So but like, so what, man? Anybody can read up on anything. And also intuition. It's obvious that Ryan ain't quite right. Is he putting it on? Some people have said he's put it on. He's put it on. It would be a very, very successful troll, right? And a very sophisticated troll, acting. He's got to keep on acting. I don't think Ryan's that bright, to be honest with you. But like I said, he's said some base stuff. Yeah. You got to be suspicious of when he's just controlled opposition with his stupid tattoos and, one of the all-seeing eye on his hand, right? But he talks about God, about Jesus, and then he'll talk about Bohemian Grove and stuff like that. So it's been interesting following this. But the fight's tonight. And like I said, people say, oh, he shouldn't fight. He shouldn't fight for his mental health. It's only a boxing fight. It's not worth his mental health. Like, as if it makes any difference, man. He's getting $30 million or whatever it is. I don't know. 30 million or whatever it is for this fight. Yeah? I mean, there's people. There's people around the world that would give an organ, a lung, a kidney, an arm, a leg, all this, a testicle, for 10 grand or something like that, let alone 30 million. You get people whacked for 10K. Yeah? There's people that will join the army and risk their life, and after training be out in Afghanistan, Iraq, or whatever, it doesn't matter where, whatever, Israel war, the US Army have decided to engage in, they'll risk their life getting maimed for, like, I don't know, in the what is it? After basic training in the UK, it's 25k pounds a year to risk getting maimed, burnt alive, losing your legs, right? People like Curtis Woodlouse, that scumbag, okay? People like Curtis Woodlouse, right, will rip off their own family for a few grand and then attack their own, like, young cousin, even though they're a pro boxer, in a pub for, and rip off their family for a few grand. And people are saying, oh, Garcia shouldn't fight for a life-changing amount of money. Now, he reckons he's got 100 mil. He said $1 billion, but I don't think he understands. But I think he's got 100 mil, allegedly. I don't really know how he came to that conclusion. It seems highly unlikely he's got that much. Anyway, and what does that mean? In cash? What? No way, he's got 100 mil sitting in cash in his account. I don't know what his assets are. Hopefully he's bought a couple of houses and stuff. But, I said, oh, he shouldn't fight for that. He shouldn't fight for 30 million. Yeah? Oh, because his mental health. His mental health is not worth that. Come on, man. With £30 million, he'd be able to pay the most expensive therapist in the world for 30 years or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, forget about it, man. I'd walk in untrained, and I'd fight anyone in the world under any rule set for the $500,000, man. And you're suggesting that, these people are suggesting that Ryan Garcia should forego $30 million for his mental health. Everyone becomes a mental health expert just because they've read a couple of articles in the newspaper. It's just pathetic, man. I mean, it's clear that Ryan, there's something, unless he's the world's best actor, there's something weird going on in his head, but that's fine, man. As long as he's trained. And you can't tell if he has trained properly. I don't think his body looks in reasonable shape, but, man, when I was partying, when I was young, taking ecstasy, drinking all the time, I'd still go to the gym. I still had a fit body. So he does, he's a young man, so he looks fit, fine. He's been training a bit. It doesn't mean that he's been training, super hard. He doesn't look that good on the pads. And maybe he's trolling that. You'll get fighters that deliberately will look bad in open workouts, to try and give their opponent some confidence or not give their opponent some confidence, but try and make them think they're not training properly. So who knows, man? Who knows? But what'll happen? So firstly, the first thing, of course, Ryan Garcia should fight. He's passed the medical. Yeah, he didn't make weight, but they've got an agreement on that. It's not only the 30 million he'll lose. What about Haney's purse? What about anyone involved in the promotion? What about all the tickets that are bought? All these things. Oh, but his mental health come crashing down. Shut up, man. There's people who can't feed their kids for real in the world, who are busting their balls for a few quid a day. Who would give anything to have this kind of chance of money or whatever. What about their mental health? Come on, man. It's pathetic. Well, Ryan Garcia should fight, of course. What'll happen? Well, I don't think he's trained properly. It doesn't look great. I don't think he's in the best mental shape to fight. But if people are willing to pay, and, and they obviously are. I don't know. This is pay-per-view for some stupid-ass reason in the UK. £20 on top of your DAZN. Even if you're taking your DAZN regular subscription or yearly subscription, which has just gone up, by the way, you still got to pay £20 for this, which obviously the Trippy ain't. But, what'll happen? I think Haney looks sharp on the pads. He'll do his usual and put on, like, 20 pounds overnight. I mean, it's very suspicious. I remember when Arturo Gatti was 16 pounds heavier than Joey Gamache when he knocked him out. That was considered brutal. And Gamache successfully sued the commission. And then these days, you've got guys openly coming in 20, 25 pounds heavier. And, you know, they're probably using intravenous drips and stuff like that to rehydrate their body and full of vitamins and probably getting, you know, fresh blood pumped. You can get blood pumped into your veins, young blood, stuff like this. There's all kinds of things you can do that aren't PEDs, if you like, right? So Haney looks like he's punching quite hard at this weight. And he'll come in at like 160 at least, probably more, right? Garcia, well, he's already 3.2 pounds overweight, which is probably Oscar De La Homo's semen sitting in his stomach, vomit. But you know, he may put on similar, although he's taller. I don't think he doesn't look like he's done the weight cutting game and done it properly. I wouldn't be surprised if Devin Haney actually comes in heavier on the night, because Haney's obviously done a serious camp. He's done it properly. He's a real weight cutting expert. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if Garcia comes in a few pounds lighter than Devin Haney. But regardless, the fight, I see maybe, you know, Garcia having a couple of good rounds, couple of good early rounds. I mean, you know, he's quite speedy, but he's not elite. Haney is. I think Ryan Garcia maybe could have been, yeah, if he concentrated only on boxing and trained hard, like say Oscar De La Hoya or whatever. But no, but he's just a bit of a party guy. I expect Haney will start to, even though, you know, he's careful, Haney, he's not an exciting guy. We saw what he did against Prograis. He can hit at this weight. And he'll begin to bust up Garcia. And like I said, Garcia, regardless, he should definitely be allowed to fight. But, you know, I'm pretty, you know, mentally he probably isn't there, you know. And he'll probably look to quit. He'll get busted up. Maybe he'll even foul and get disqualified. That wouldn't surprise me. Now, I would love it. I would love it. It would be one of my favourite boxing wins of all time if Haney got knocked out by Ryan Garcia, you know. I mean, that's comparable up there with Andy Ruiz knocking out Gage. I'd be like, this is awesome. But I don't see. Where's the Andy Ruiz fight? I put money on it, and the odds were even longer. I could see he was sharp on the pads, and Gage wasn't. And I could see that Ruiz had a fight, you know, 5 weeks before, and he was in great shape, even though he's fat. Gage, on the other hand, couldn't hit the pads right. His head wasn't there. He definitely got involved in some weird rituals. Joey DeWaco had knocked him out in sparring. So the signs were there. The signs are not here for a Garcia win. The signs are definitely not here for a Ryan Garcia win. But you never know. Boxing, you know. You never know. I would laugh. I put just a $5 on it, 7-1, just for the lulz. I mean, I don't really need to win money. If Garcia won, I'd just be laughing. I see that piece of shit, Haney, with his weird shaped head. I mean, he doesn't. His IQ must be about 45. He offends me just by looking at his ugly ass. He's so ugly, man. His head, I mean, it's just grotesque head. It's just not a human head. That's not the shape of a humanoid. That's the shape of some kind of primate. So, but I see Haney busting up Ryan, stopping him maybe 8 or 9 rounds, something like that. And I don't think Garcia's trained properly. I don't think his head's right, you know. When he starts shipping the shots, and like I said, if he's not fit, and I don't think he is properly fit, you know. When you start taking the shots, right, and you're not landing anything, and you're tired, that's when, you know, the thought comes in your head to quit. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Garcia kind of either pulled out by his corner, something like that, or, you know, take the knee like he did last time against Davis, something like that. But it's a very strange fight, and it's got a rubbish undercard too. But, yeah, so that's it, man. Let Garcia fight. Stop worrying about his mental health. And what are you, his mother? You got 30 mil. 30 mil out of this, man. Even if he gets beaten up. I get beaten up for 30 mil, no problem. I'm saying. Anyway, peace in the Middle East.